which one of those I have. So, let me read this. When Simon asked me to perform and told me I'd have 12 minutes, I didn't know what to say. No man has ever given me that much time before. So, thank you to Simon for hosting this show, and to contrast Artisan Ales, the best brewery in Chamblee. Let's give it up for them.
Yay!
So, people seem surprised when I get up here. I'm not sure what I should look like to signal that I'm going to be or trying to be funny. In any case, I've decided to take it as a compliment, like I just don't look damaged enough for this. But after I start telling some jokes, you'll find out I am. I live with my 2 teenage sons and my dog Mila, but there's room for only one bitch in the house, and it's me. So we've all heard of resting bitch face. Well, clearly I have that. But apparently I also have resting bitch voice, the double whammy. I know you can't tell, but I'm happy to be here tonight. I hope my face and voice don't offend anyone. I'm really super sweet on the inside, way down deep on the inside. So let's talk about parenting styles. My parents were very hands-off. I was left to fend for myself, and I turned out just fine, obviously. So, 14-year-old me asked my dad for a ride to a friend's house, and he tells me he isn't interested. Not, I'm sorry, honey, it's been a long day, can I get a rain check? Nope. He was just being his authentic self, so in tune with himself and his needs, so much self-care. When I became a parent, I wondered if he was onto something. Maybe I could use that line. Like when my son tells me he needs new shoes, I can say, I'm just not interested in your feet. Or when he tells me about the parent-teacher conference, I can say, I'm just not interested in your academic development. Or especially when he asks me for a ride to his soccer game, I could say, I'm just not interested in watching your shitty team lose again. I could say those things, but I don't. In any case, I'm sure I've given him plenty to talk to his therapist about one day. So I was at my son's soccer game, and all the parents were cheering their sons on. Go Camden, go Braden, go Finn, and one of the parents shouts out, go Brad. So I start looking on the field for the player with arthritis who's rubbing Bengay on his joints and complaining about his bad knees. Yeah. Pity laughs are always appreciated, Tamara. No problem. No problem with me. So, not getting along with my boss, which is awkward since I'm self-employed. No. I work at CDC because I know there's just something about being a scientist that screams part-time comic. And, I had to go into the office, and I honestly do not know how to dress professionally anymore after working at home for over 4 years. I probably look like a toddler dressing myself, mixing stripes and polka dots, makeup like Tammy Faye Baker. Google her if you're under 40. The other people in line at Starbucks probably thought I was on my way to work at the circus, which isn't far off if you know anything about the government. So, I kind of feel like society is moving backwards, like emojis are just a modern form of hieroglyphics. I wonder what an ancient Egyptian would think if their crush sent them the cat with the hard eyes. Would that mean meet me behind the Sphinx? Or the clown face, I'm leaving you for Cleopatra? Or the camel, well, some things are just timeless. And I kind of feel like people barking commands and demanding answers from Alexa is contributing to society getting ruder. Not you guys though, you're great. So now I'm thanking Alexa so I don't lose my humanity. And also so I stay on her good side for when AI takes over the world. In the meantime, Gen Z is taking over the world, starting with crossword puzzle clues based on their slang and internet memes. So what else could Gen Z take over? Iconic movie lines like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Bye, Felicia. Song titles like, I heard it through the grapevine. Spill the tea. Miranda writes, "You have the right to remain silent. Bruh, you're sus, keep it low-key." And the oath, "Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?" No cap. The fact that my kids think this joke is cringe lets me know I'm onto something. So, they say that things happen in 30-year cycles. We're currently experiencing a wave of nostalgia for the 90s, like the return of plaid shirts, and bands like Green Day are touring again, and reboots of TV shows like Sex and the City. And while these things are great, the one thing I really wish would come back in style is dating like it's the 90s. Remember when you met through friends, knew the last name of the person you were going out with, and had to call someone to arrange a date? These days, the only calls I get are booty calls. Except instead of happening at 2:30 in the morning, they're happening at 11:30 at night after I've been asleep for 2 hours. So everyone knows that things change as you get older, but let me spell it out for you. When you're in your 20s, you stay out all night. In your 50s, you lie in bed all night trying to sleep. In your 20s, you go out dancing and you get digits. In your 50s, you go out dancing and you get a pulled muscle. In your 20s, you go to a rave. In your 50s, you rave about your brand new Dyson vacuum with all the attachments that you got on Amazon. Bonus if it's on sale.
Yay!
So, does anyone else feel like they're being judged by their Amazon driver? Like you're just too lazy to leave the house, so instead you're cutting an old cotton t-shirt into strips and tying it around your bleeding leg while you wait for your Band-Aids to be delivered in 2 days? Okay, not just me, hopefully. So occasionally Amazon doesn't have what I need and I have to order it from Walmart. And then there's that awkward moment where the Amazon driver and the FedEx driver show up at the same time and I feel like I've been caught cheating. And I say things like, "We're just friends and this is the first time and I promise it won't happen again." So, anyway. So, you know how there's some women who love babies? Well, that's not me. If you're a baby, I might like you, I might not like you, because I don't like people based on their age. Now, if you're a millionaire who's looking to be a sugar daddy, let's talk, because I do like people based on their income. And I actually have a lot in common with babies. I need to be fed every 4 hours, I can't sleep through the night, and I like to suck on things. So I'm all for gender equality, but one thing that just doesn't translate is when a 50-year-old man says he's talking to a girl or has a date with a girl. I just cringe. Imagine the reverse. If I said I had a date with a boy, I'd sound like a high school teacher. And these same men want their conquest to call them daddy. Well, there's no way I want to be called mommy. As mentioned, not into babies. So my neighbors are moving and I'm heartbroken because they're lesbians. Yep, that's right. I love Scissor Sisters. And not just because they always have extra batteries, loan me their Subaru, or get me a discount at U-Haul. It's because then there'd be more men for me. So I have a friend, let's call her Susie. We were making plans to meet for coffee and I suggested we meet at 1. And she said she'd meet me there sometime between 1 and 3:30. What is she, Comcast? I did not know what to do with this information, and it got me wondering if this is how all men feel when talking to women. Trying to figure out what women want is what keeps me from being a lesbian. So I do a lot of internet research for my jokes, like what are the most popular names for kids born in 2010, what's a synonym for lesbians, and what's a good safe word. I better hope I never get arrested for the kind of crime where police check my search history, because I'm likely to be sentenced to 10 years in jail for soliciting minors. So I have the worst luck. The door to my house broke. The lock was jammed and would not budge. Maybe this is a metaphor about my life being stuck. I guess my house and I both just need some lubricant and a good long screw. So with everything
Bravo!
So with everything I've been saying, you might get the impression that I'm cynical. I have been told I'm too negative. The only time I was positive is when I had COVID. But to be honest, I'm actually optimistic about my future. We're living in exciting times where I can get a pizza delivered with DoorDash, spy on my lesbian neighbors with a drone, and order the Magic Mike 3000, the model with the washboard abs and British accent. Pretty soon I'll never have to interact with another human again, and I can't wait. And Disney is so woke, they're modernizing Snow White. And the 7 dwarfs have been rebranded as magical creatures because Snow White and her 7 politically correct companions just rolls off your tongue. And in this new version, Snow White saves herself instead of waiting for her prince to come, which may never happen if he's over 50. Yes, that landed. I see it over there. So anyway, now that we know each other a little bit better, I have a confession. I didn't mean to do it. I killed Lily. Yep, I'm a black thumb. Don't ask me to water your plant when you go out of town, but please do ask me to watch over your filthy rich, elderly, almost blind grandfather who'd be willing to sign whatever I put in front of him. Well, that's it for me. I could tell more jokes, but I'm not interested.